I'm Lish Steiling, I'm a professional chef, and today I'm going to show you how to make restaurant-style macaroni and cheese at home. We'll be going over techniques pros use to make cheesy, ooey, gooey, comforting mac and cheese. This is Mac and Cheese 101. The perfect mac and cheese should have enough sauce to coat the pasta, plenty of cheese to make it ooey and gooey, and I like a little crunch on top. So now we're gonna move on to making our bechamel for the mac and cheese. A bechamel is basically a thickened cream sauce, and that's gonna be the base of our cheese sauce for this mac and cheese. Let's start with the onion, shall we? I like to use onion in a mac and cheese because I think that it just gives it a little bit of character and backbone. It's a savory element. So we're just gonna dice these up. Any size is fine, smaller the better because nobody wants to bite into a huge onion. This is a medium cheddar cheese. The cheddar adds a nice creamy richness to the dish. Pre-shredded cheese sometimes has anti-caking agents on it, so it doesn't melt into the sauce as easily as if you take a block and just put some elbow grease into it. And we're also using Gruyere. Gruyere is like a Swiss-style cheese, so it has a little bit of tang, a little bit of nuttiness. Voila, look at that. Just like that, we have our cheeses. We're gonna butter our pan because you can never have enough butter, right? This also prevents the pasta from actually sticking to the pan. It lends itself to a nice golden edge. I'm gonna get to work on my bechamel. I'm starting with a heavy bottom Dutch oven here. We're gonna add 1 whole stick of butter, which is a 1/2 cup. Unsalted butter because you want full control over the seasoning. It's fully melted at this point. It's starting to sizzle, which lets you know that it's ready for the next thing. So we are gonna add in our onion. We're gonna season it with a little bit of salt because season as you go. All the layers. That way everything has the opportunity to become as flavorful as it can possibly become. When the onions become super fragrant and are beginning to turn a little translucent, then you know it's ready to go. So right there, I'm gonna sprinkle in our 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. So the flour is going to absorb all of that flavorful fat now. And we're just gonna cook this out for about maybe 2 minutes. It's gonna thicken our sauce to a nice consistency, but it also adds flavor. At this point, it's very important that you continue to stir constantly. And I think we are there. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add the cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is just there to wake up the senses. It adds a little bit of warmth. We're gonna start adding 4 3/4 cup of milk. This is not for the faint of heart, for the dairy-free. And once you have a nice, smooth sauce in here, continue to add the rest of the milk. At this point, we're gonna season it with a little bit more salt, keeping in mind that you're gonna be adding salty cheeses to this. So you don't wanna over-season at this point because you can always adjust later on once the cheeses are in. And now we sit and wait, and we let the roux do its magic. It's important to let it fully cook for those 5 minutes because you want to cook out the raw flour taste. Sometimes if you rush it, you're left with that, everybody knows that like flour coating on their tongue. This baby is thickened, sexy, and begging for cheese. You can tell that it's done by the back of the spoon. Whoop. If it holds its line, that means it's done. So we are going to reserve about 1/3 of our cheeses for our topping, but add in 2/3 of our cheeses into this beautiful bechamel. This is this Wisconsin girl's happy place right here. Just stir these guys in. Oh, yes. This is the kind of cheese sauce that dreams are made of. Let's give it a taste. Needs more salt, but holy cheesy goodness. My water is boiling for our elbow macaroni. If we're gonna do mac and cheese, we might as well go classic, right? So you bring a pot of water to a boil, and then you season it aggressively with salt. This is your only opportunity to season the pasta, so you wanna make sure that it's seasoned properly. In goes our pasta. I often go by taste when cooking pasta, but in this situation, because it's gonna cook longer in the sauce afterward, I normally reduce the cook time by like 2 to 3 minutes according to package directions. This one says 5 minutes, so we're gonna cook it for about 3. My pasta is just before al dente, so I'm gonna grab my sauce so that I can add it directly from the pasta pot into the sauce. It's actually delightful if some of that pasta water gets in there. Don't be afraid of it. It has the starch from the pasta. It has seasoning. It's actually going to be very helpful in this case. And now we are just gonna give this guy a stir. Now here's the beauty of this dish. If you didn't want to go the extra step and actually bake it, you could just finish the pasta to perfect al dente in this creamy sauce right now and eat it just as is. We're gonna take this mac and cheese up a notch and we're gonna bake it so it gets crispy and golden and bubbly. It's gonna be good. It is time to put this thing together. So I am going to take a ladle here. Because we're going the extra mile, we're just gonna ladle all of this cheesy goodness right into our baking dish. Maybe one more scoop. Then to double down on our cheese, I'm gonna take that leftover Gruyere and the leftover cheddar. And I'm just gonna sprinkle that right over the top, all the way to the edges. Don't skimp. And then we're gonna make our crunchy topping. So I have some panko breadcrumbs here, about a cup of Parmigiano Reggiano, a little pinch of salt, and just a little bit of olive oil. Stir that together. This is for texture. This is the crunch. And here we go, right over the top. Oh, hello, lover. Yes. Now that the top is completely covered in our breadcrumbs, I'm gonna put it in our preheated 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes till it's golden brown and bubbly. Yes, golden and delicious. You can hear that it's nice and crispy on top. I know it's hard, but let it rest for 5 minutes. I did. I had to like put up with it, but it's worth it because you get all of those good flavors just kind of resting, settling down a little bit. Let's give it a taste, shall we? Yes. I mean, you see the sauce is clinging to the noodles. There's the little crunchy bits on top. I need some of that. That is so good. The two cheeses, you get the tanginess, it's rich. Because of the acid of the cheeses, my mouth just wants more, like cuts through the richness. The crunchy topping, few ingredients, but well thought out. Just take your time, be patient, and it pays off.